Hey, what's going on out there in internet land? We want to welcome you guys to TechMix.tv. So excited that y'all are tuning in tonight. We are streaming live from San Marcos, Texas at SMTX.tv studios using the amazing Coolabyte technology.
Incredible.
We're just a couple of geeks that are here to help you use technology to make your life better, and I want you to say hello to my good friend Dominic.
What's up out there, TechMix.tv fans? We have missed you guys a lot. Personally, I have. And I hope you guys had a great spring break last week. We didn't have our show last week, and that has caused a lot of technology knowledge to back up on us, and we got a lot to throw at you guys. We have a lot of things to talk about that are going to interest you guys, and a lot of things we're going to want feedback on. So have your fingers ready to dial in, to text in. That number, BTW, is 512-843-2835.
Wow.
Nailed it. First try. Hey, you guys. Randy and I are so glad you're back, and we want to jump right in as soon as we can. Before we do that, there's a few things we need to discuss. A little house cleaning.
Yeah, a little house cleaning. By the way, off last week. We enjoyed it. We spent last Tuesday night at a release party, whatever you want to call it, at South by Southwest for a product we're going to demo tonight called Peel.com, Peel TV. It's a sweet little product, and we were so excited to find it. Got to interview the guys. The guy we interviewed is actually like the CEO or something like that. I don't know if you knew that or not. These guys are destined for greatness,
big time.
Also, we wanted to just make a mention. You haven't heard it yet, but you know our slogan here. One of our slogans on the show. One of them is making technology work for you, right? Well, the other slogan on the show is you heard it first on Tech Mix.
Yes.
And so you're going to hear it first tonight. That next week we're going to move to Monday nights at 9 o'clock. We start off at the bottom of the food chain, working our way up here at the studio.
That's right.
Moving on Monday nights to 9 o'clock. We're stoked about that. That's going to be
so that's going to happen next week. So this is the last Tuesday show we're going to have. So make sure you guys set your calendars. As long as you stay updated with us on Twitter and Facebook, you guys will know the latest knowledge, right? The latest
we'll
stuff.
We'll put it on face page.
Right, as we'll put on our face page and our Twitter and our weblog, if you will. That's coming Monday. We're going to be on at 9 p.m. We want to get on a little bit earlier so we can get more of your friends watching the show. You can tell more people don't have to stay up so late. And we're going to bring you the technology news that much faster a day. It's like we're going back in time. Back to the Future reference one more time. Wow. We love doing Back to the Future references here on Tech Mix.
Are they playing bingo tonight, by the way?
I think they are.
Bingo? Yeah.
I think they are.
If you're playing bingo, call in or text and let us know.
Somebody wanted to cheat and ask me if I was going to say certain words, and I didn't give them anything.
That's right.
I'm going to throw some zingers at them tonight. I hope zingers wasn't on there.
We also want to give a shout-out tonight for our sponsor for tonight's show is our computer business, mytechrescue.com. That's the address. We just call it Tech Rescue. It's an offshoot of what we do on the show. We basically help people get their technology where it can work for them. Computers, PCs, Macs, networking, all that stuff. We are sponsoring our show tonight. So, guys, if you need any kind of help like that, give us a call. In fact, they could call in tonight for the show and book something, right?
Yeah,
that's
right.
Something. We'll give them something cool.
Definitely, at least a high five would be in order.
That's right. Yeah. So, man, what's going on tonight in the tech world, man? I know we got a lot of stuff.
We do. Let's make it happen. So, first of all, I want to start off with there's some big browser news going on the past couple of weeks. Earlier this past week, Internet Explorer 9 came out, which is a big deal for Microsoft.
Right.
That's not often they release a new update to their browser. So Internet Explorer 9 came out to mixed reviews. I think it's awesome.
Right.
I still wouldn't trust. We talk about all the time how Internet Explorer 9 is something that we don't necessarily recommend Internet Explorer. We've talked about how Internet Explorer it's a big target for hackers, and we're going to talk a little bit later about browser hacking as well. But Internet Explorer is a big target for hackers. So, but Internet Explorer 9 has taken big leaps in that, and it's got a cool interface. So I don't know.
You can actually there's like an address bar at the top. You can type in a web address, and then it shows up in the window down below.
Is that a fact?
No, I'm kidding.
That is amazing technology.
It's a lot cooler than that. Also, Firefox 4 was officially released like today, right?
Today was the official day.
We said you heard it first on TechMix. I don't know if you guys remember, but several shows ago we found a rumor that Firefox was going to start updating their browser
Right.
like every 6 or 8 weeks,
Right.
similar to what Chrome does. That's been found to be true.
Right.
That they actually are going to start putting out incremental updates. So this is their last huge, blow it out of the water, gigantic update. I've not had a chance to use it yet today. Been busy all day long. Didn't even have time to download it. But Firefox 4, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, in fact, I actually did have some time to download it today on a couple of my machines, and I just wanted to, I messed with the beta a little bit, and because I love what Firefox does. What was funny, and I actually tweeted this earlier today, is I used Firefox to download the new Firefox, and when I went to open it, it said it failed.
Yeah.
It said file corrupt.
Right. Wow.
Right? So
Windows cannot find Windows.
I tried it twice. So I killed it. I opened up Chrome and downloaded Firefox,
Wow.
and it opened right
Wow.
away. So
That's definitely
I don't know whatever
winning.
that means. Yeah, that was not winning. That was by winning at best. So that was interesting.
So we want to know what you guys think. So text in, call in, 512-843-2835, especially this next piece of news. We just found out this week, you may have already heard, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago they announced it, AT&T has announced that they are going to be purchasing T-Mobile for $39 billion.
With a B.
It's crazy, Dominic, because just that day, we've been talking a lot about caps they're putting on internet usage and, smartphone plans going up and blah, blah, blah. And I was
Right.
thinking, we need somebody else out in the market. And you text me about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't know, an hour after that and said, AT&T is going to buy T-Mobile. And I was like, dang.
Yeah.
But I think there'll be some good things about it. What's your opinion on that?
Well, my first reaction was, hey, that's awesome, because I'm a huge fan of what T-Mobile does as far as customer service, and the I know that's right, with their customer service and their selection of phones. I think T-Mobile's selection of phones is the best that there is in the market. And there's a lot of good phones out there with Sprint, Verizon, and of course AT&T, but I think T-Mobile has a great selection. So those combining with AT&T, I'm kind of hoping that I can get T-Mobile type customer service with my AT&T plan. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. But the more I think about it, and since we've talked about it, there's some negatives that are going to come out of this,
Right.
and I really think that it's going to, like you said, there was 4 big companies, and where we really need is maybe 5 or 6 big companies out there pushing competition, pushing innovation, and now that's being sucked into 3,
Right.
and that just historically, statistically, that's not good for
Right.
innovation. That's just good for big business, really.
Right.
So, and I'm not even sure if it's going to affect our monthly bills like many people might hope it would.
Might. I've got a great price on T-Mobile.
It might make yours higher, though.
Yeah, and
See-
I never sign a contract because anytime a deal comes along, I always jump over to it,
Right.
and get it down a couple dollars
Right.
less a month.
Right.
Yeah, who knows? That might stop all that.
Yeah.
So I think on the plus side, though, is in the meantime, actually AT&T has said even if the deal doesn't go through, we're going to give T-Mobile $2 billion for their troubles. For going through this process, even if the government doesn't approve it. So
Right, and that's
it could be a
another
good
thing
for
is,
T-Mobile.
the government has to approve it, because
Right.
those are 2 huge companies. That's a whole lot of money, and it's a whole lot of domination that AT&T is going to have.
Right.
They're going to gain access to T-Mobile's PFE 3G network, right, but also T-Mobile's 4G network, which has taken huge strides here in the past couple of months even. So it'll be interesting to see, and even if it does go through, it's still going to take up to 12 months
Right.
to finalize.
Plus side is there will be 4G internet offered, and that's AT&T speed 4G. 3G AT&T is like 7, right? 4G T-Mobile right now at max is about 10. I know they say it goes higher. The highest I've ever found it is 10. Well, that'll be 4G AT&T in 95% of the United States.
Yeah, that's huge. That's
amazing.
huge. Yeah, it really is.
That'll be sweet action.
That'll definitely be sweet action. Hey, so you guys out there that have AT&T and T-Mobile, man, text in and call in and let us know what you think about that. We, Randy and I, we have very strong opinions, and sometimes we butt heads, sometimes we're right on the same page, but it's always just Randy and I. So we like to get the information and the perspectives that you guys have on all this technology news. So make sure you call in, Tweeter in, face page in, or text us. Okay.
We do have a couple questions that came in.
Awesome.
One person wants to know, is there a way to boost my Wi-Fi card in my computer so I get a better range of connection to the router? Because in my room I can't get any signal, but everywhere else in my house I can. Okay, you have several factors working there.
Yes.
One thing that you can do, you have to know how to log into your router.
Right.
Okay. Just do a Google search. Like if you have a D-Link router, do a Google search on D-Link. There'll be instructions there. Just download that. Log into your router. One thing you can do is change the channel, because the channels towards the middle, actually there's some overlap. So pick like channel number 9 or 13 or something like that. So you can change the channel in C. Another thing that you can do is get a more powerful router. Now, some of the cards have a setting. I know some of the older versions of Windows have a setting. But the problem is there's really not a whole lot you can do from the card to boost the output.
Right.
I mean, you could say maybe boost it up where it's sending a signal back stronger, but you got to affect the router. What I do at my house, I downloaded WRT54G, like it's like .org or something like that.
Right.
Overwrote my router, and so then I have access to my antenna. The default is 70. I set it on 250. And so that thing goes through the brick fireplace and all that. It's not affected us at all, but it's, so that's basically what you can do there. Is change the channel on your router or get a stronger router.
Yeah.
So, and the other question, is there a good free virus/spyware protection program? Yes, there are.
Definitely.
Okay. So the next question, just kidding. Yes, there are.
That's all you ask.
Now,
So that's
let
all.
me tell you on this. Less is more on this. Do not fall in the trap of say, okay, well, I'm going to have 2 virus programs and 3 spywares and 1 registry cleaner. You're going to end up. I personally think you're going to end up opening a hole for a virus to come through, because it seems like almost every computer that I find a virus on has multiple virus things. I don't know what happens there exactly. What are some of your favorites? Of the free ones?
Some that we've covered is AVG, of course. Malwarebytes is a great
to scan. That's right.
To scan and find those things. Obviously every version of XP, Vista, and 7, and of course the Apple as well. They have versions from Microsoft, not necessarily the Apple, but they have versions from Microsoft for security for your
security
computer.
essentials. Yeah,
security
that's
essentials.
good
So
stuff.
that's something easy. It's free.
Right.
It's made to work with your computer. So that's got to be a number one thing that you'd want to do.
I would concur there. Maybe possibly Avira. We have one of our computers at home has Avast on it because Avira missed something. So we go with Avast is also good. So what did you say? Security Essentials, AVG, Avira, Avast. I mean, one of those 4 would be plenty awesome. So,
right.
So cool. So
we have one more question come in before we get back to the news, and it's related to the AT&T T-Mobile story. The question is, if AT&T and T-Mobile merge, do you think they'll switch all phones back to the regular SIM card, or switch T-Mobile SIM cards to the smaller one, right? The micro SIM. Well, the answer is it doesn't. It's not really a big deal either way, right? It's really just kind of what fits in the phone, and it's really not even AT&T cards that are going to that. It's just a few cards. There's the iPhone that has a micro SIM, and there might be a few other phones that have the micro SIM, but I think they'll probably stick with the same SIM cards as far as what phones have them. And as they produce more and more phones, it's really about the kind of space they need in the inside of the phone. Just like having a smaller SIM card gives way for a larger battery in the iPhone, for instance. So that's a piece there. Another part of the question is, what do you guys think of iPad 2? And I'll let Randy answer here in a second. I'll tell you what I think. I think it's the bee's knees. I think it's the cat's pajamas. It's the new hotness, right? I'm a big fan of Apple, just like a lot of us here at TechMix.tv are, and I was actually able to go out and about on the day of the iPad 2 launch. I didn't go out to buy a phone, but I wanted to, or to buy the iPad, but I wanted to go out and get a look at the people and see what the lines were like. And I was talking to one of the guys at Best Buy. We actually have a photo that I took of the line at Best Buy. That's just a quick little shot there that I tweeted And it was pretty intense, man. The people at Best Buy said that the folks had been in line since 10 o'clock that morning.
Wow.
And you heard it here on Tech Mix, not first. You heard it here on Tech Mix last or the week before last that they were going to launch at 5 p.m. So these people were waiting in line basically a work day.
7 hours.
Yeah, to get this iPad. And they didn't even have them out for display yet to play with or anything. So finally, several days after they came out, we were able to go to Best Buy and actually look at one and get our hands on one. Man, and it feels so much thinner. I mean, it's only a small difference between this and the new one, but
yeah, your old one's pretty ugly.
yeah, it's a piece of crap, old technology. I mean, geez, I might as well have a brick phone. I'm calling people on. But a funny story is the new iPad 2, of course, has the FaceTime camera and a camera on the back. Well, I had the phone there. We tried to do a FaceTime call on the phone. So we went onto the iPad 2, dialed my phone number. We tried to do FaceTime, and something was up with the iPad. It wasn't working because I could see my wife on the phone, but they couldn't see me on there. Well, we deleted my contact from the iPad, but we forgot to delete it from recent calls. So so for the next 2 or 3 days, I got FaceTime calls from the iPad 2 at Best Buy. So actually, if you go to the iPad 2 at Best Buy here in San Marcos, you'll probably see my number in there.
Action.
Feel free to FaceTime me from the iPad 2
doors
there.
Are beating down
yes.
over there right now.
So
you they're waiting in line.
Yeah, they are waiting in line. Let's show a picture of the line they were waiting in to call me.
Yeah, here's the line they were waiting in to call.
So this is the line that people were waiting in to call me on the iPad 2 through FaceTime. So it was huge. It was a big deal for me. It was a big day for the internet, for Dominic, and for TechMix.tv.
Right, and as far as the question goes about the SIM cards, anytime so far that one company has bought out another company that uses SIM cards, the SIM cards, like the older ones, are kind of grandfathered in.
Sure.
They take the numbers from those, they just pull them in and say, okay, we recognize these as AT&T, so most likely all your T-Mobile SIM cards would work on AT&T, although the AT&T and T-Mobile have different 3G networks. I did, and they have different 3G networks, and so you won't have 3G on your old phones when you switch over.
Right.
Although we're seeing some convergence in that, with the 4G, but we'll just play that out. But maybe they'll support the 3G for a while,
Yeah.
so your phone gets old. So
Like this iPad.
Yeah, cool. Which, by the way, the new one's awesome. The old one's pretty sweet too. So we just are big fans about tablets. And speaking of tablets, i.e. Android, i.e.
Internet
Apple,
Explorer?
Internet Explorer. No, Amazon. We mentioned about this a couple shows ago. Amazon is supposed to open up an Android app store. I'm super pumped about that.
Yeah, that's huge.
I love Android, and just to give another piece of the pie out there, making some competition and stuff.
Piece of the Apple
Yeah,
pie.
wow.
Oh, folks, that was for free.
By the way, my son and I signed up last night, so now we're developers on the Android App Store.
Awesome.
And the iPhone.
That's awesome.
Whoop, you can search my name on there. He did all the apps, but hey, my name's on it because I'm over 18, right?
Right.
So sweet. So yeah, so there we go. So another thing that we heard about this week, and we want to know if you guys have received any of these text messages, is that AT&T is moving against unauthorized tethering. We actually had heard a couple of months ago that T-Mobile was doing that. Not that they were banning it, but that if you used it, they would throttle you down. And so we've heard that people have been getting text messages from AT&T saying, hey, no more illegal throttling or unauthorized or whatever they call it.
Well, and actually, what AT&T is doing is they're because what you can do is jailbreak an iPhone, right? And in the Cydia store, which is basically the jailbreak version of the App Store, right? So in the Cydia store, there's a few apps that you can purchase in there that enable tethering.
Right.
Excuse me. Well, what AT&T is doing is they're not saying stop tethering. They're just saying, hey, we've noticed you've been tethering, and we're going to go ahead and roll you into the tether plan unless you tell us different.
Right.
So they're not saying stop. They're just saying we're going to enroll you in the 4 gig a month tether plan, which is an extra $30 a month, unless you stop tethering. So, feel free if you want to, but they're just going to up the thing. So it's not shady what they're doing. They have the policy there. A lot of people don't necessarily like it because when they first, let's say that if you first got onto the iPhone when it was 3G, Well, that's when it was unlimited internet. And you and
Right.
I were talking about this, how there used to be a time where, and actually Sprint still does this, but there used to be a time where you could have unlimited internet, right? So this unlimited internet, they can't put a cap on it because they called it unlimited. So people who have been grandfathered into this,
Right.
they feel, well, if it's unlimited, then why does it matter how
If I
I use it?
tether or not
Right.
tether,
How does it
right.
matter how I use
Yeah.
it if it's all my internet anyway? So this is the kind of thing that's going on. And, them buying T-Mobile, that's probably not good for
Not good
the
for that.
unauthorized tetherers. So.
I've had unlimited internet. When I started buying it, it was $20, and then it stayed at 20, and it went from unlimited internet plus T-Mobile hotspot, and then with the Android, it went up to like a whopping $25. So
Yeah.
paying $25 for unlimited internet, except it's not quite as fast as AT&T, but it's still unlimited. So
Sure.
that's pretty sweet. We had a couple questions come in actually from the same person. They wanted to know what is the best browser and which one do you prefer? I would say I can speak for Dominic and I. We would definitely put at the top of the list Firefox and or Chrome.
Yes.
And probably depending on, I would say for me for sure, depending on my mood. I typically like Chrome. But like you said this week, it's sweet to go back to Firefox every once in a while.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because Chrome is just so sweet and it's
Right.
smooth and it's fast.
Uh-huh.
But every now and then, if you open up Firefox, you're like, "Oh man, I forgot I could do that
That's
on the
right.
internet."
I love you. Where have you been all my life?
Right.
So
We got
good
a
question.
comment, dear Tech Mix. If you watch the show enough, you know who this is. Sounds like AT&T is catching on to the Apple/Sony "We Own You" train.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
I don't know if we can go that far with it,
Man.
but
We need some really risk taking entrepreneurs out there to start up a new mobile company.
Yeah.
So we're putting the challenge out today. You heard it first on Tech Mix. One of you guys out there,
Go out.
start a new mobile phone
start
company.
a mobile phone
Man,
company.
and there's a lot of rules and stuff. Who cares, man? There's a lot of money to be made.
Yeah, red tape, schmed tape.
That's right. No, I'm not saying who cares about the rules. I'm saying they're there. You're going to figure out. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. You can figure out how to work through them. But we need people to start those mobile companies right now.
Yes.
Get on it right now. Hopefully, you're putting the seed in your brain to start that. So, what else is going on out
Well,
there, man?
speaking of that last comment about Sony, the saga continues. It's been a while since we've
I
mentioned.
love how we tie stuff together.
I mean, it's seamless transitions. That's how we do it here at TechMix.tv.
Oh wow.
So with we haven't mentioned in a while, but Sony and versus GeoHot. So a judge has granted Sony access to 2 years worth of GeoHot's PayPal records.
Wow.
And why that's important is because GeoHot, like we mentioned, he's the first one to jailbreak the iPhone.
Right.
And he never did any of this. He never got paid for any of this. It was all donations.
Right.
So when you go to download the jailbreak for it was Windows, Linux, and Mac. When you go to download it, he had a little spot on there and said, "Donate if you'd like."
And
Don't
if you paid for this, you got ripped.
He said, "Don't pay for this jailbreak because I'm giving it to you for free.
Mm-hmm.
You can donate if you want." Well. So this is for the past 2 years that all these people that have given to him, that have donated to him through PayPal, Sony has been granted by a judge to have access to all that information. And I honestly believe that I might be on that list because I think it was either a year and a half ago or maybe 2.5 years ago that I donated to GeoHot just because the guy's awesome and it was
Right.
he made it so easy to root the iPhone that I donated to him. So I don't know. I might be. Who knows?
It might be Tech Mix with Randy.
Between AT&T and Sony, I don't know if I'm going to be.
TechMix.tv with your hosts Randy and Moment of Silence.
Right, that's right. So that's still going on. So that we haven't forgot about GeoHot and Sony, and it doesn't look like it's going GeoHot's way. But at the same time, this is kind of information that needed to come out anyway.
Right.
And maybe with all the information, a judge can make a good decision on what's going on
Well,
there.
and I've read the judge's thoughts on this because it was kind of disturbing that
You read his thoughts like X-Men style?
No, like what they said.
Oh.
I didn't read thoughts. I read what they wrote. Their thoughts.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of disturbing at first, and it still is somewhat. But what they were trying to do was to establish that they could actually have the trial in California.
Right.
Is what they were trying to establish.
Yes.
Were there enough people from California to say, okay, we can have it in California?
Right.
That was kind of one of the initial defenses that GeoHot had was, hey, we can't have this in California. I'm not from California. So anyway, yeah, the saga continues. So we heard some news from Pwn to Own this week about the Safari browser. You want to take up that news item there?
Yeah, so Apple's web browser, Safari, the story is that they were embarrassed at Pwn to Own. And what Pwn to Own is, Pwn, for those of you that out there that are in non-geek land.
And now you know what it is. You heard it first on TechMix.
I don't know if you heard it first, but you heard it first from us on TechMix. Pwn it's spelled PWN, okay? And basically it's meant to replace own. And Pwn, when you pwn something, that means you've taken control of it.
Yeah.
Right. So
pwnage would be like really taking control.
Pwnage means you've taken control of it. So like that's a hacker term. So if they hack into your computer and they can do anything they want on it, they've pwned your computer. They now own it or pwn it. Right. So there's a little like a hacker conference that they have.
But it's a hacker conference for good.
Yeah. Right. And they do it to expose these types of these open
the faults and stuff.
The faults that software programs have. So anyway, Safari's browser at Pwn to Own was hacked in less than 5 seconds.
Ouch!
Well,
Ouch.
Which is intense.
Yes.
And we've talked about on the show how Apple's are virus proof, and PCs always get infected. And why is that? Well, this just goes to show that anything is hackable, and that's the whole point of this conference, is that anything is hackable, and we really need to these hackers want to show these faults and these flaws that are in these programs, and they let the manufacturers know so they can get them fixed.
That's right.
And so that's just we're equal opportunity here at TechMix.tv, Android, iPhone, Apple, PC. So that's it's just something that the Apple is not indestructible, it's not invincible, and it has flaws and things that need to be fixed as well.
Because they're made by people. They're made by people, and they do a great job.
They're made by robots who are made by people.
That's right. It's like the giant eye in Lord of the Rings.
Right.
If it doesn't get your attention and look at you, you're okay. And hackers aren't looking at the Apple, the Apple stuff. Really, almost none are doing it. You don't even hardly hear that. So, but we want you to be safe in case it does happen.
Correct.
Be safe with what you do. And a lot of people use PCs, and maybe like I have a Mac, but I'm still on PCs all the time. Maybe at work or something like that.
Right.
And so you want to take those safe practices and use them on all the computers that you work on. Because I got to tell you, man, when we're working on people's computers, getting off viruses and stuff, they didn't go ask for them. They maybe clicked on something. They didn't know quite what it was, especially like an email.
Right.
Or they entered in their password. They thought, if you don't enter your password, Facebook will shut down or something like that.
Right.
You got to use your head and be thinking all the time. These guys want to get onto my computer so they can steal my information or use my computer as a robot or whatever. So just be smart in what you do. So cool.
Well, hey, we had a comment come in, and it's a great time for the comment because we want to remind you guys again, get your calendars out, get your iPhone, Android, any of that.
Just here in Japan on vacation.
Right. Now we came to be on a game show. So this coming week, Monday at 9 is the new time for TechMix.tv, okay? So next Tuesday we won't be here. It's going to be Mondays at 9 p.m. From here on out. So we want to remind you guys about that again. And we want to remind you guys about our sponsor for the show, our computer business, Tech Rescue. We specialize in online tech rescue, right? So one of the unique features that we want to offer is we can fix your computer as long as it's connected to the internet. We can fix it we don't have to go into your house.
You don't even have to get out of bed.
You don't even have to get out of bed. And if we have the right access, you don't even have to be there. You can set it up and then go to work for the day, and we can fix your computer while you're at work. So that's one of the unique features we have at Tech Rescue. We just want to make technology work for you. When it comes to technology, the main thing that people want, the main phrase that I hear all the time is they want it to just work. Yeah. That's all they want. They want it to just work. They just want it to work, and that's what we specialize in, is making it work for you. And that goes into the comment that we had. A little shout out to Randy and Tech Rescue for fixing the computer that was just on the edge and ready to die, and Randy revived it, and now it's working. And speaking of reviving,
here we go, tying it all together.
Transitions are just seamless here at TechMix.tv. we have this great video we want to show you guys, and we might make this video not work just to keep a theme going here at TechMix.tv. But hey, you guys, check out this theme and just think reviving. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm on a drug culture machine. It's not available. If you try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off. You control the weep over your bloated body. Over your bloated body.
You love to party.
What's not to love? The world I was on made Dagger and Richard look like droopy-eyed armless children. That's how I partied. That's how I partied. I was banging 7-gram rocks. That's how I roll. Winning. I had one gear. Go. Epic. Winning.
Are you bipolar?
I'm by winning. Win here. Win there. Win everywhere. Where? Absolute victory everywhere. Where? I'm on a quest. We're gonna win everywhere. Right every single wrong. Right every wrong. I'm a total freaking rock star from Mars. Winning. Come on, bro. I got taco blood. Winning. You bottle my brains and feel like, dude, can't handle it. Win here. Win there. Win everywhere.
I've got a list, got me sort this. From the epic win to the desperately win this. Chicken nuggets, bubble gum, pretending to text to avoid someone.
Epic winning.
Slow dancing, slow dancing, breaking the rules of the Geneva Convention.
Weak.
Adonis blood, violent love, giving needed women caresses and hugs.
Epic winning.
Childbirth, calling birth, take your weakest verse.
Duh. Winning. I was banging 7-gram rocks. That's how I roll. Winning. I had one gear. Go. Epic. Winning.
Are you bipolar?
I'm by winning. Win here. Win there. Win everywhere. I'm a total freaking rock star from Mars. Winning. Come on, bro. I got taco blood. Winning. You bottle my brains and feel like, dude, can't handle it. Win here. Win there. Win everywhere. Where?
Subscribe and tell us what you
Genius. Genius. Epic winning. The guy is on fire. I love what Charlie Sheen is doing, and not morally or ethically or anything, but he's doing what any entrepreneur, anyone in business should do, and that's leveraging your influence for whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Hopefully
here
for good.
And I'm not here to pump up Charlie Sheen. I just that's hilarious, and I love that. I love the songs that people do with what's going on. So. Hey, now is the time that you've all been waiting for. Maybe not, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But like Randy was saying at the beginning of the show, man, we got to tell you guys about this South by Southwest experience. For those of you who don't know what South by Southwest is, it's a conference slash seminar slash classes you can go to slash music, all kinds of things going on in Austin, Texas. People come from all over the country, all over the world to come to this thing, and it's a gathering of tech people, art people, music people, and it's really the latest and greatest that's going on in the world in those areas. Well, Randy and I last Tuesday had the chance to go out there. We actually went to the TechCrunch, which is a blog that we read. We went to their meetup. They had a meetup for free for all the people who read the blog.
No, that was sweet action.
To go out there. It was sweet action. You know, we kind of walk up and we say, hey, we're here for the party. And they say, come on in. So we go in and you know, kind of walking around, we see some people that have the shirt on that says, your remote sucks, right? So we kind of ask them what's going on with that. And, you know, Randy's talking to a few of the guys there. And we find out it's this product, Peel. And they're actually the guys that hosted the party.
P-E-E-L.
P-E-E-L.
Yeah, P-E.
Peel.
Two E's.
Like you peel an orange or you
Exactly.
peel a fruit, right?
Exactly.
Or you peel a banana. So Randy was talking to these guys. They're telling us about this product. And the more and more we kind of talked to these guys and listened to them and really heard what this product was about, the more we liked it. And the more we were fans of what they were doing. So we were able to get a video with, like Randy said, the guy, I think he was a CEO. He'd actually worked for Apple in the past, and he had good connections. And like you said, man, these guys are on a rocket ship to the top.
He was the CEO, the Corporate Experience Officer.
Right.
He was in charge of the whole experience and how it made you feel and all that kind of stuff. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty
really cool stuff. So we have a kind of a short video. It's about a 4-minute video, and it gives you guys kind of insight into what this Peel product is. So peep this, and then when we get back, we want to take your guys' questions and comments about this, and Randy and I are going to talk about it for you. So check this out.
Hey, we're at the Peel.com TechCrunch AOL party.
in Austin, Texas, techmix.tv. And we're going to do a little interview here in just a second with the co-founder of Peel, this amazing new device that we found that we want to show you guys. It's going to be big, so check this out.
Anything with a TV and a remote, like we feel this conveys, you can choose to control your entertainment with your iPhone right off the bat. So, yeah, it's great. It looks great in the Apple Store, too.
So maybe just give us a quick little rundown about what exactly does this device do?
Sure. All right, so Peel is a free app that works on your iPod, iPhone, and iPad as well. And basically, it's a personalized TV guide. Right now, we're looking at TV shows. We also have movies and sports and top picks. And we break it down by genre. So right now, I'm looking at all the comedies that are available to me. And I can choose something like The Office. And the free app allows me to personalize my content by tapping on shows that I like, which helps my top picks. I can also go in and say something like, I don't know, maybe I don't like that 70s show, so I can cut it. It'll never ever show me that 70s show again. And if I want to watch something like The Office, if I have the free app, I can see what channel it's on and use my regular remote to change that channel. Or with the Peel hardware, I can choose Watch on TV. And when I do that, the TV changes The Office, and right now I'm watching The Office. It's really as simple as tapping on what you want to watch and going from there. And all I have to do is swipe up, and my TV will start to do volume up. I can swipe down, it'll do volume down. I can go find some other piece of content, like maybe I'm interested in, My Wife and Kids. I tap Watch on TV. It changes it to My Wife and Kids. And it's really as simple as you find what you want to watch, you tap on it, and you're watching it. We also control, right now I'm watching TV, I can tap on here and I can add other devices, like a Roku box, or an Apple TV, or a Blu-ray player. And basically you can switch between activities really easily that way as well.
So this basically takes all the content from those devices, runs it through here, and then you can send it to your TV.
Absolutely.
Through the Peel hardware.
We're basically making it really easy for you to find great content that you like and make it easy to put it on the TV.
Okay. My wife has her own iPhone.
Yes.
So I have this app on my iPhone, and I'm signed in as me, controlling that device.
Yes.
Can she have it signed in as her, so that way it knows?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this is our Peel fruit. This is a pear. We also make a lime and an orange, and they're different tops. And you can have as many people in your house as possible use the same device. And so when she wants to control it, she uses this and her iPhone app, and it's personalized for her. And when you want to do it, it's the same thing. Basically, your phone tells this guy to send commands to your TV, and this guy takes care of all that. For example, in the morning, I get recommendations for my kids because that's what we watch at 8 in the morning. But 8 o'clock at night, we get like Mad Men and 30 Rock.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
Like that.
That's
so
awesome.
you can
our
break it
time
up during the
sensitive.
day.
Absolutely. Our recommendation algorithm is based on time as well. And you can find the free app from Peel.com. There's a download link. It takes you right there. The hardware is $99. You can find it at Apple retail stores.
So that's it. That's the Peel device. Like the guy said, it's available in the Apple retail stores. These guys, their big launch was around South by Southwest. So if you go to the Apple Store, you can see it there, which is huge because Apple doesn't carry a ton of products. There's only so much space, obviously, in the Apple retail stores. So for these guys to be able to get in there, it's a great product. It's gorgeous looking, and the functionality that it has is just awesome. And then also, so if you guys can go to Peel.com, they got a ton of videos there. They have kind of how to, what it's about the company, all that stuff there. So it's really a cool device. And the more and more I thought about this Peel device, because I've been thinking about it since we went to South by Southwest, and I knew we were going to do kind of a quick demo of it today. Well, before we do that, let me let you guys know we want you to call in, text in, email, Facebook, Twitter. You can call or text us at 512-843-2835. We want to know what you guys think about this device, Peel. I think the shape they used was a pear. Roni. So that device is kind of their main one, and they have a couple other different fruits, I guess. So what is your gut reaction?
Oh man, oh my gosh, I was so excited to be there. I had when I received the invitation, I think because I'm signed up, on tuwa.com, I think, and they were one of the hosts. When I received the application, I really had no idea what Peel was. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out at South by Southwest. Man, I got to tell you, these guys, if they don't do something that's just obviously stupid, I mean, they're going to all be billionaires.
Big time.
I mean, it's cheap, simple product.
Yep.
Only setup, yes or no questions.
Yes.
And it uses it's like the next generation. It's not near field technology, but it's not Bluetooth, but it uses a little wireless action going on to communicate between the pair and whatever plugs into the back of all your stuff. All answered by yes or no questions. I mean, it's ingenious.
Yeah.
Hopefully they've got it patented because this is something that people could copy.
Mm-hmm.
I was really impressed also just by their focus. This team of 3 or 4 people plus some extras, that maybe other people they hired off and on during the time. I'm not sure exactly the number, but their focus and man, how they've gone from an idea to the Apple Store.
Right.
I mean, okay, you want to come away with something tonight? Get your idea. What's it going to take to get it into the Apple Store? That was the whole thing they were trying to do.
Right.
What are we going to do to get this into the Apple Store? And bam, they did it.
And you know what I love about these guys, and I was talking with Randy, being at this South by Southwest thing and this particular event, it was very inspiring for people like us in the technology world, right? And what I love about these guys, and you could see it all over them, is that they're probably not the first group of people to have this idea. Mm-hmm. They're not. Uh-huh. But they're the first group of people to have this idea and run with it, make it happen, push till it was in the Apple Store, and make a big launch around it. And they did great. They did great. Like you said, it's a great product, perfectly priced for consumers to go get their hands on it and really make it happen.
He said that they don't have support for your Now Playing list on TiVo. Everything you record goes onto what's called Now Playing list.
Okay.
That they don't have support for that yet, but they have the agreements in place, I think is what he said. Or they're working on it. I got to be careful what I say. I don't want to get them in trouble. But he said that that's what they're moving towards. Man, to me, if I had that, on top of that, it works with my Roku. If I had Apple TV, it works with that. My Blu-ray player. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
You can go right now and download from Peel.com. You can download the iPhone app,
right,
which is like a TV guide. You enter in who you have for your cable company, and then you can look through what's playing on big happy pictures. Just kind of swipe through, and then kind of get yourself ready for when you go out and buy it for $99.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And I know he mentioned it on there, but it's worth saying again that the Peel. Their software that they use, first of all, it gets to learn your preferences, right? So if you like comedies, it's going to show you more comedies, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, that was cool. And the time of day.
And that's what I was going to say. There's a time of day. So Thunder, stolen, right? No, so the time of day.
Thunder, stolen.
So in the mornings, it's going to show you, the news and stuff like that. And in the evenings, because you don't want to watch a comedy show necessarily at 7 in the morning while you're getting ready for work.
That's when you break the peel.
So right. So what question we got in through email was, when is this coming out? And the answer is it's there, man. Go to the Apple Store tomorrow if you want to, and check this out. And what Randy and I want to do is on TechMix.tv, we want to purchase this, and we want to show you guys kind of how it works once so we can have our hands on it and show you guys exactly how it is. And then we want to give it away. We want to give it away to you guys to one lucky winner.
We need a sponsor to buy it, and then we'll plug your program, your business on our program. So yes, we had a couple other comments. Someone said it looked amazing. They want to try it. Somebody is playing bingo. Did you see that? They're playing Tech Mix Bingo tonight. They had a blackout, which means they got them all, and the winning word was 70s.
Did we say the 70s?
I don't know. I never say 70s. Why would we say 70s over and over and over? I mean, I hardly ever say 70s. But
I don't even know if I said 70s.
I don't either. But apparently that was enough to win. And then we had one other question come in. The person was asking about the Samsung Intercept. and wanting to basically root it so you can play with the processor speed and all of that. I've been looking into that a little bit this week because someone else asked me. I don't know that the Samsung Intercept is that easy to root. So if I find anything out, I'll tweet about it this week.
Awesome.
And let you guys know, because there's someone else that already asked me about a week ago about that too. So
Okay.
so cool. Well, anyway, thepeel.com, we are stoked about that. Yes, sir.
They said the 70s show on the video. He said if you kill the 70s show.
Wow.
Great.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, so that's how you won.
Yeah.
And then plus, if you had 70s, we just said 70s like 11 times just now. So
We said it like 70 times.
sweet. Sweet action. Okay, man, take it from here, boy.
So the next thing we want to do is we actually have another video we want to show you. I love that all our videos are working. I want to just keep showing you all the videos we wanted to show you guys for the past month.
Well, they're
So-
working because we got rid of.
Yeah, we got a new computer here. We're up on the technology. Can you imagine the technology show is using newer technology, and by newer technology I mean Vista. So we're up on the times. Hopefully Vista was in your TechMix.tv bingo. If it was, you should win automatically without having to get anything else. So we have a video. There's a behind-the-scenes video. Google put out a video for Street View, and for those of you who don't know what Street View is, on Google Maps on the browser, and also on Google Maps for Android and iPhone and iPad, you can have a view called Street View, and basically what that is it's a view that a car has taken, right, where you're actually on the street. So actually, this is interesting. Is I wanted to look up some information for an apartment complex for a friend of mine, and and I said, I don't remember the name of the apartment complex, but as I'm driving to Austin, I know exactly where it is. So I went to Google Maps, dropped myself on I-35 in Street View on the way to Austin, and just kept hitting forward until I saw the apartment complex on the right, where I always see it in the way to Austin.
Bam.
And when I saw on the right, I saw that it was Onion Creek Apartments or whatever it was. So I was able to Google search it from there. So Street View in action.
And-
So
I got a story like that too. My parents were in town. We had lunch with them this weekend, and they were in town, and they wanted to know a hotel they were going to, and we looked it up on Street View. My dad thought it was on the east side of town. I think we should put the camera on Dominic real quick. My dad thought it was on the east side of town, and my stepmom thought it was on the left side of town, and bam, we used Street View to find it. So, sweet action.
yeah. So hey, you guys, peep this video of the behind the scenes of Google and how they do their Street View rendering.
Street View in Google Maps provides panoramic views of places around the world, from your local bookstore to Broadway theaters in New York City to historic castles in Japan. It can help you check out a restaurant before making a dinner reservation or plan your summer vacation in Europe. Now let's go behind the scenes with the Street View car. This car's story begins with the Street View team adding the cameras. We've improved our camera system over the years. It now has 15 lenses taking 360-degree photos and is protected from the elements by this shell. To ensure the cameras hold up on the road, we take our car through some rigorous testing to make sure it can handle any conditions. Driving in the hot, dusty Mojave Desert in California, the temperatures of the Street View camera system can rise to 122 degrees or higher. We'll also test the Street View camera system for a variety of road conditions, like the winding and bumpy roads of the Santa Cruz Mountains here in California. With its training complete, the Street View car just needs to get dressed up with a Google Maps design. Now we're ready to hit the road and photograph more sites to share with you in Google Maps. To learn more about Street View and see where the cars are driving, visit maps.google.com/streetview.
Sweet. Why are you laughing?
But we always talk about how awesome Google is and the great things that that Google does. But in fact, I just saw on Facebook the other day, a friend of mine, they were driving around their neighborhood and they saw one of the Google cars driving by. So I love that Google's still out there getting new roads and doing all that stuff for Google Maps. So anyway, I thought that was a fun video for us and for you guys. It's always cool to see that behind the scenes stuff and how technology works.
We had a comment come in that they can see their office on Street View, and it looks like their van is out front and that they're sitting in it. I've got a similar thing at my house. my wife's van and my truck are outside on the Street View, actually on the satellite thing. So switch back to Dominic. He's got something else he wants to say.
Yeah, I have a similar story like that on Google View on our house. It's we've been in our house for almost 4 years, and the image that's on the satellite is still from before we moved in, and we can tell because there's no trampoline back there.
Wow.
So Google, get your car in our area if you want. So that's official word out to Google.
So cool. So everybody, if you want to call or comment or text in, now's the time. We just got a few more minutes left in the show, about 10 minutes. 512-843-2835. Remember, next Monday night, next week we're going to be on Monday night, 9 o'clock instead of Tuesday at 10. We're moving to a little better time slot. We're excited about that. We want to also take a little time at the end of the show. We like to, when we have time, we always have tech tips that we like to share, or we like to share like favorite apps and things that we really find helpful. So Dom, you got a pretty cool one to talk about tonight, right?
Yes, I do. There's something that's probably familiar to everyone is Fandango. Fandango is the site you can go to look up movie times and buy movie tickets, and they really were pioneers in that industry when that first was kind of going on, is buying movie tickets online. So we've always been a fan of Fandango. Well, on the Fandango iPhone app, if you want to try to zoom in possibly, on the iPhone app for Fandango, you've always been able to look at times. You can just kind of look for what's in theaters at that particular time. So these are the movies going on right now. There's Diary of a Wimpy Kid 2, Sucker Punch, looks like an awesome movie in the IMAX.
Battle for LA.
Battle for LA, right? So in the app you have in theaters, or you can do a search by... or there's coming soon, right? And then you can do top box office, and then you can always do a search by theater. So I have this Lone Star Theater is one of my favorites. So it loads the times that's in my particular theater. What's really cool, and what my wife pointed out to me recently that Fandango is doing, is they have this new feature right here called Go Now, and with the Go Now, well. As soon as okay, so what Go Now does is it's not for the faint of heart. It's for someone who's spontaneous, who's adventurous. So what it'll do is it'll tell you the closest theater to you that has the most recent, or the closest up and coming time of the movie that's going to play.
Oh, I like that.
Right? So if you're just driving down 35 and let's go to a movie. Oh, well, I know that 2 miles away, Battle for LA is starting in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So we can go hit a movie right before we do anything else. That's such a cool feature, and it seems so easy.
Right.
But it takes people to have an idea to make it happen, and that's what we're talking about with the whole Peel thing. And it was very, very cool, and I'm looking forward to being able to try it just out of nowhere. Let's go see a movie, whatever the closest one is. And the dangerous thing about that's kind of movie roulette, because the movie could suck.
So that's right.
So
what is that? So it's the nearest next movie.
Yes.
Wow.
To where you are, anywhere in the world. No, it's probably America.
So what does an app like that cost? $100?
Yeah, it's $99.99, and it's at Apple retail stores. No, it's free. Fandango is free on the App Store, and you can use it on your iPad, iPhone, or iPod Touch.
Yeah, I love the Fandango app. It's always been one of my favorites, and also available on Android and iPhone. Also, the Flickster app is pretty sweet. They've combined with Rotten Tomatoes, and I love the Rotten Tomatoes reviews of shows. Well, I have a little app I want to show you that I found this week. If we can get a little zoom in on my new fancy My Touch 4G. I've been on the iPhone for the past several months. Loved it, by the way. It was a great experience. It's a great phone. I'm an Android kind of guy, and this is super cool. But this app, it's called Shush. And, man, I've been using this so much. My son is going to use it for school. So, basically, I'm going to turn my volume down. I want you to see this. I'll turn my volume down, and so it detects when the volume's going down, and it pops up and says, okay, when do you want me to turn the volume back up? And so I can go around the little wheel here, and 12 hours, up to about 12 hours, or I can say like an hour. So I did it like before the show and said, make sure the ringer's off. I don't know if you've ever had the problem, like you turn your ringer off because you go in a meeting, and then like you come out of the meeting and you forget to turn it back on, and and people are like, I've been trying to call you all day, man. And you're like, oh, stink, I left my ringer off. So this, what it does is it automatically comes back up. Sweet app. It's called Shush. Available on the Android App Store for a whopping free.
Yeah.
So
sweet action.
That's right. We love that kind of stuff. So
yeah, we really do. Hey, I got a comment come in that said someone heard on the radio yesterday that calling people is considered rude and inconsiderate. That's very interesting because
wow.
I don't know if you are you a Seinfeld fan? Not really.
Oh, yeah, back in the day.
Well, back in the day, right? I mean, nobody's a fan of him now. I don't know if the guy's still around. But Seinfeld had this joke where he would call someone, and if they answered, he was surprised, right? He called just to get their answering machine, and he goes, oh, I didn't have anything to say. I just wanted to call and say, sorry, I missed you. And that's kind of the way it is now with phones.
Right.
And we talk about all the time on the show how we make fun of the AT&T network and drop calls, but I really don't notice the drop calls because I don't use this to make calls. I do FaceTime and text messaging and Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. And so that's very interesting that calling someone, it's like, who has time for a phone call? Like, I'm in the middle of something, just text me.
Wow.
So that's an interesting piece of information. I can see that happening. I can see that being true for a lot of people.
It's not rude if you call TechMix.tv or Tech Rescue.
In fact, we welcome it. We
right.
welcome the calls that you guys...
We're going to keep the personal touch.
Yes.
That's important.
That's one of our unique selling points for TechMix.tv and for Tech Rescue.
Yeah.
See, that's a big thing for Randy and I, is we're not just about going and fix your computers. We're about fixing your computers, teaching you what we're doing,
right.
why we're doing it, and
right.
how it can help you enhance
right.
your next web experience or
right.
things you do on your computer, because technology can be very frustrating.
Right.
And with the knowledge that Randy and I have, we have that so we can help people. We want to use that to help people.
Right.
And that's what we do with Tech Rescue and with TechMix.tv.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really true, man. I got to tell you, I got off the phone with somebody the other day, helped them get a multitude of viruses off their computer, and just to hear them say thank you and how they appreciated, how helpful that we were and that we explained what we were doing. We didn't just go in there, and start doing stuff. So that was pretty sweet. And so we get that shout out tonight for Tech Rescue because we're sponsoring our show tonight, right?
Yes.
We had somebody shouted out today. And I got to say this one. We don't normally read the shout-outs on the air. Sometimes we do. But this one we need to. It was a shout-out to our 16-year-old producer tonight.
Yes.
Our quote-unquote producer X is
Producer
out of
Next,
town. That's
right?
right. And so producer Next stepped up today. Joseph Guerrero.
JG.
That's right. Producing our show. I'm also producing the other shows in the studio this week. I don't know if you know that or
doing
not.
a fantastic
16
job.
years old,
yeah,
man.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
So you guys out there that are starting the mobile phone company, if you need a real Johnny-on-the-spot guy,
he's your man.
Joseph Guerrero, young guy, he could work for you for like the rest of his life. You know?
He works for cheap. He'll start out at $80,000 a year and go up from there. So super cheap guy for the knowledge this kid has, big time.
Cool. So, well, guys, we really appreciate y'all tuning in.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all tuning in big time. It means a lot to us. We have a blast doing the show. And want to remind you one last time, next Monday night at 9 o'clock, our new show time. Follow us on Twitter and Face page,
Yes.
and you can hear more about that.
Yeah, I know it's difficult to try to remember time, so if you guys if you're not following us yet on Twitter, go out there to twitter.com/TechMixTV. And if you're not liking us yet on Facebook, make sure you go out to facebook.com/TechMixTV. And really all you have to do is check your Twitter and check your Facebook throughout the week, and you'll get all the latest updated information, including the time change and the move and all of that. So if you're already doing that, great. If you're not, make sure you let your friends know that be interested in watching the show. And if it was a time issue for them, we're fixing that now. So, hey, like Randy said, man, we love talking to you guys. We love hearing from you guys every night. And this week, make sure you're thinking TechMix.tv with all your technology needs and questions and likes and dislikes. So you guys have a great week, and we will see you next Monday.
And remember, you heard it first on TechMix.
Mike's already there.
Thank you.